Welcome to Founders Future, a podcast powered by Closers.io, where we dive into the journeys of innovative entrepreneurs and explore the road ahead of them and their companies. I'm your host, Olivia Salmons, and in each episode we'll uncover the stories behind impactful ventures, the challenges faced along the way, and the strategies driving their future growth. Today I'm very excited to be joined by Alyssa Bush, the founder of Aligned You, a personal development platform focusing on helping individuals align their mindset, habits, and identity with the life they truly want to create. Through Aligned You, Alyssa shares insight on personal growth, self-discipline, and living with intention, encouraging people to step back, reconnect with their values, and design a life that reflects who they really are. Alyssa, welcome to Founders Future. Thank you so much for joining me here today.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you here. And I'm very much excited as well to dive in and learn a little bit more about your journey. So, Alyssa, with all of my guests, I do actually like to start at the beginning. So if you don't mind briefly taking me back to what it was you was doing before you started up Aligned You, and then from there, what was the motivation behind it?
Yeah, so I started in healthcare. I was an RMT and I loved massage therapy. The schooling, I just actually got to dive into the body and I was just, absolutely in awe. And honestly, that's like the beginning of my self-development journey and I feel like entrepreneurial journey. And then from there, I found like I was treating a lot of clients and they were just coming week after week with the same issues and just frustrating with how their body responding. And I was feeling like I just couldn't help them within that hour. So the wheel started turning of like, how could I actually help this person feel at home in their body and just feel really, really good? And so I basically the beginning of Align You started when I was massaging and I was just dreaming of ways on how to actually help people.
I like that. And I think a pretty nice way to start dreaming as well, especially when you are working with the body. My background is a lot in sports and everything else to do with that, like physiology and whatever. And I feel like when you are connecting with other people, when you're in massage therapy, even when yourself, as you say, that kind of the start of your own journey, I feel like that's a beautiful place to start it because you are so connected and so grounded as you're doing that work. And you obviously mentioned that was the start of your entrepreneurial journey as well. Did you always have an inkling that you wanted to be an entrepreneur, or was that something that just naturally developed as you went through?
I am so lucky. My grandparents and it's deeply run through my family and my dad have
Nice.
been entrepreneurs. So yeah, I've had role models from the very beginning.
Beautiful. So it was always there. We just needed to find what was right for you to take that place. I love that. So let's dive into Align You a little bit more, just so the listeners can have some context moving forward. So, Alyssa, at this point in, who would you say like is your ideal client? Like, who'd you very, very much love to work with the most? And then from there, how would you help them? And how would you support them along their own journey?
Yeah, so our ideal client looks like the high performing woman, like the woman who is running out the door and just living on coffee. She's skipping brekkie. She gets to the middle of her day and she's just like, wow, I'm running on fumes. And she gets home and she just absolutely crashes. So she's been stuck in these perpetual cycles most of her life. And she's tired of being told to move more and eat less because it's truly not working for her body. She just is feeling more depleted as time goes on. So it just feels like an uphill battle for her.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, sorry, what was the other question?
So how is it you help them and how do you support them?
Yeah, so with our metabolic alignment method, we move through 4 different phases. So those phases being regulate, rewire, rebuild, and align you. And that is really to get that woman who feels like it's just such an uphill battle to a place where she feels at home in her body. The way she moves, the way she nourishes her body is just in so much alignment that her body becomes a vessel for her dream career and her dream, like her dreams.
I love that. And I suppose that this is obviously kind of connecting with the nervous system as well. So doing a lot of regulation work and very much diving in, like there's some inner work going on. So what is your style then? What is it like to work with you?
Yeah, so initially when our clients start with us, we do an HTMA. So that
Okay.
functional test is really disclosing to us like what those mineral patterns are, what systems in the body might be under a chronic load of stress and need more support and regulation. Exactly that. So it's a beautiful piece that helps us map out those 4 phases in how to nourish their body and then move their body, and then also what the functional test shows us we need to work on through our time together to really get to the place where she's losing weight consistently. She has consistent energy and just, and again, feels at home in her body.
Yeah, and I feel like this kind of work is so much needed within the world at the moment. There's a lot of it's having its moment, which is amazing, but there's also still a lot of cries for it being a little bit woo and whatever it may be. But I feel
Yeah.
like but I feel like
Yes.
practically it makes so much sense, and it, as you say, it just aligns yourself with who you are. So if you are that high achieving woman that is already up there, got that company and everything, it just kind of elevates you and takes you to that next level. Whatever you look to do, as long as you're keeping your cup full the whole way and you're aligning yourself with your own mission, I feel like everything else tends to come good on that side of it. And what is like the usually, I suppose, the challenge or the issue that kind of sparks their interest in the work that you do? Like, why do they reach out to you?
Um, the biggest driver is exactly that. They feel like their body just is almost like just getting in the way or being a hurdle with
Yeah.
maybe their career or relationships or even how they're showing up as a mother or a partner. Like it really feels like their body is working against them. And that is like, we've really worked through our messaging to hit home with that woman who just
Lovely.
like we hear you, we it isn't you, and we really want to just, yeah, take that guilt and that shame away from you, because it just, it's not, you're just going to be stuck in that cycle. So
Yeah. And as you say, it's not them, it is sometimes the outside pressures or even the outside version of success that they've kind of been drawn into, So it's just shaping your body around your life and vice versa and making sure that fits well. Now,
mhm.
one thing I'm very curious to find out, because naturally it's a very busy world at the moment. And as I just said, there is some kind of stigmas attached to kind of the work that you do. So when it does come to marketing yourself and obviously attracting those right kind of people to work with, what channels and methods are really working well for you at the moment, Alyssa?
Yeah, I feel like refining my message has evolved with honestly who I am and my growth as an entrepreneur. But I am so grateful. I actually hired an amazing marketing team, Melissa, and they have been just unreal to work with and help getting my messaging and who I am out into the world, because it's a whole system in itself. And I know my lane. I know I'm really good at the client journey and yeah, working one-on-one with people and leading a team. My like specialty isn't marketing, so I'm super grateful that I have them, honestly.
Yeah, that's beautiful to hear, especially when you are working with an agency. It's really nice that they align with you and your values as well. There's so many people out there you can choose, so it's nice that you found someone that's a good fit for you. So when they're helping you out, so what kind of channels are you using? What methods are they using to help you kind of grow this and get people get more eyes on you, I suppose, as their job.
Yeah, definitely like expanding into like TikTok, YouTube,
Nice.
podcast, like just more platforms is massive. I've been on Instagram, and that was my main driver of yeah, client acquisition for my whole for the 3 years. So definitely going into different realms has been amazing. But honestly, just getting really clear on my messaging and then that coming through in my
Yeah.
current marketing and the reels and the stories that I'm doing, just having that consistent messaging. And like you said, like going and looking for the person I want to attract and like the good qualities of like my dream client. Instead, I feel like I was speaking to kind of who I thought would just like kind
Yeah.
of get through the door in the beginning. And that has really evolved to like, no, this is the person who we work with. This is who we don't work with. So
Love
being,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
clear on that.
And that messaging key it's so important because as you say, otherwise you do end up just kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall and that kind of content just goes to everybody. And it's one thing that a lot of I obviously speak to a lot of founders, it's one thing they tend to struggle with is kind of getting their own thoughts out on paper. Like how do I kind of write down what I'm doing? Like how do I express myself in that right way where you are attracting those right kind of people? So like even a fresh set of eyes, you say working with a team that can help you unlock that for yourself is a really great asset moving forward. I love the fact that you're on TikTok, Instagram. I think it brings a very different audience and different variety. You may know this from yourself, just being on the apps. And then YouTube is definitely much coming back into play. I feel like with the trust that people are trying to build online, that longer form content is a really great way to do that, like just making sure they're paying attention to you moving forward. Do you run any form of ads or is it just very organic on your output?
Just boosted posts,
Nice.
honestly, for the past 3 years on and off, but I'm really switching into organic right now, working with that team of just really solidifying our messaging and offer. I do think that if we just pour on ads on things that, isn't getting visibility and traction, like it's just, you're burning money at that point. So yeah, just really refining our organic reach right now.
Yeah, again, it's a good point. You have to know what you're doing when you are running ads. And if you're doing that well on organic, that would be like the time to just add gasoline on it to that fire and, as you say, increase it from there. Once you know it's working and it's sticking, then we can run to the hills and really see how far we can take it. And I know you are working with the agency, but do you have anyone else kind of helping you out on the back end, or are you pretty much covering all the hats yourself, Alyssa?
Yeah, so I was for a couple of years, and then I now have an operator who's
Cool.
amazing. She's unreal. And then I have my marketing team. I also have a naturopath on that does the HTMA meetings and consultations. And then I also have a setter. So there's 5 of us, and then I just as of the last couple of weeks hired an assistant coach, which I'm just super happy so that she's content or client delivery is going to be her jam. So
Yeah, beautiful. So the team is growing, which is awesome to see. And I assume everyone's in line and on that same mission as well, which is so important when you are kind of in those building phases and really getting going as a business. It's nice to see every angle, and you've got support in all areas as well.
yes, I feel like I have the dream team now. It's truly, like you said, just like putting gasoline on the
Mm.
fire, which yeah, has been a work in
Yeah,
progress, but yeah, we're very close to being there. We're actually launching like this week. So
sick. Love it. Love
yeah.
that stuff. Awesome stuff. And then obviously with that being said, then like what are your visions or your aspirations for the company moving forward? You know, like when you think of maybe the next 6 to 12 months, like what are the goals or the targets you hope you're looking forward to achieving?
Yeah, so honestly, like just getting out there in a way that with our assistant coach, like that is going to be her bread and butter is client delivery, and that has been my baby
Yeah.
amongst wearing all the hats. So just being able to take a step into like visionary marketing and more of the development side of things so that our client journey is just like the best it could be. I'm really excited to step into that role instead
Yeah.
of wearing all the hats, being still in fulfillment, because it does take you out of the being able to like really solidify amazing systems that just really helps with retention as the business grows. So I'm over the moon excited to be stepping into that more of that leadership and the visionary for
Yeah, I
sure.
love that. As you say, kind of now you've built that whole system, it can very much scale itself. You can work on what you need to do and not be stuck in the weeds all day long. But then obviously you have a hand in that when you want to do so. So it's nice that you've got that rolling through. And I suppose where are you probably finding the biggest challenge for yourself at the moment, either like within the business or taking those next steps?
Yeah, I honestly think it was predictable lead flow because I was changing my messaging and then I was changing my structure. I was like growing the team. So again, simultaneously, like when you're wearing all the hats, you would focus on one and then the rest would kind of hurt or go like a bit lower. So I felt
Mm,
like I was playing whack-a-mole with like all the departments in the
good
business
way to put
until
it.
I finally got to a place where I was like, okay, like I have the team now. It's established after 3 years. Like I trust all of them with anything, my bank account, like whatever, like it's yours. So I feel like now we're finally at a place that it's like, okay, like I trust in it.
I love that. And that is the great aspect about growing the team. And as you're scaling through, as you say, as a founder, you can become the bottleneck because you are trying to cover all those jobs. And if you're not working on like fulfillment, then the lead funnel's dry. And then it's like you have to go and work on the fulfillment and then the lead funnel drops again. So I understand you saying. So it's now just that smooth process moving forward. And Alyssa, I do have one final question to ask you. So if you could go back in time to a younger self and you could only leave yourself with one piece of advice moving forward, something you know now, but that you didn't know back then, what would you say to yourself?
Ooh, that's a good question. Yeah, honestly, to just like listen to myself and like run with that, even with if no one else around you or in the room is like doing what you're doing, just to like continue
Yeah.
and follow what my gut is telling me, because my gut has never been wrong. My mind definitely, but my gut and my heart definitely not. So just to run with that, even if everyone in the room is not doing that.
I could not agree more. I call it my spidey senses. And as you say, just lean into those. They never fail you. Sometimes your brain, you convince you're wrong, but ignore your brain and listen to those senses. I could not agree more.
100%.
And Alyssa, thank you so much for joining me today and for sharing your incredible journey and insight with us. Where can our listeners reach out best to work with you or connect with you if they would like to do so?
Yeah, currently on our Instagram, which is alignu, the letter U _
Beautiful stuff. And thank you again. I really appreciate your time today. And to our listeners, if you enjoyed today's episode, please be sure to go and check out Alyssa Bush. She just said align_you _ on Instagram. Please drop her a message. I'm sure she would love to hear from everybody. And do not forget to subscribe to Founders Future via wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. And if you are a business owner, specifically a coach, consultant, or agency owner, and you're really looking to scale your business and you want to enhance your sales and marketing efforts, visit closers.io to hop on a call with one of our team and discover how we went from 0 to $30 million per year in less than 3 years. But until then, keep on climbing, and we'll see you on the next one.